I can turn to Nissa. Are you fucking kidding? Oh my goodness. Leyline of Abundance is ridiculous sometimes. Wow, it's just like threat after threat after threat that I have to deal with, and then all of a sudden, hey, guess what? I can make infinite mana. Oh my god. Oh, I feel like a villain right now. I mean, we have only 3 counter spells. We can't be that bad of a villain. We don't do very much control. We don't kill anything. We don't bounce anything. Are we really the villain in this story? I don't think so. We're just a person who likes combo. Yeah, I mean, this is this is the entire combo in the opening hand. Hello, my name is Kern, and have I got a great deck guide for you today. This is an infinite combo deck in Standard, which isn't crazy on its own. I mean, we've known that's been possible for a while now, using a combo I'm about to show you if you're not familiar with it, but it's actually viable to play. Like, you might even be able to rank with it. I'm not sure. I don't know if you'd want to, but maybe you could even... That's how playable it might be, which... When was the last time that happened in Standard? Infinite mana that's like actually playable. And not only that, but this is a combo. You can get infinite mana and win with infinite mana as early as turn 4, I believe. I don't think you could do it earlier, but definitely turn 4. So how does this work? Well, Gauntlets of Light is a card. Oh, you can't really see it if I pull it up that way. Let me do this. There we go. It reads, you know, whatever, give it a little bit of toughness, do damage equal to toughness rather than power. That can be okay. But what we're really interested in here, that's for the infinite combo, is pay 3 mana to untap this creature. So what that does is if you have a creature that's generating more than 3 mana, you're doing that infinitely and you're creating a surplus of mana. So how do we do that? Well, one way is Incubation Druid, who can produce 3 mana if it has a +1/+1 counter on it, which you can get in several ways, but one of them is to adapt it, for instance. So with just Incubation Druid, that's just 3 mana. So you're paying, you're generating 3 mana. When you tap it, you're paying 3 to untap it. So you're just toggling it, back and forth if that's all you have. But you could also, for instance, add a Leyline of Abundance, which whenever you tap a creature for mana, you get to generate an additional green. So just with those 3 cards, we already have an infinite mana generating combo. And in fact, you can win with just those 3 cards because Leyline of Abundance, in addition to enabling our combo, it can also act as a mana dump. I mean, it adds +1/+1 counters on all creatures for 8 mana. It doesn't matter what the cost is because we have infinite mana, right? So, I mean, the downside, though, with this combo in MTG, and this is a big downside, is that if you're playing an arena, you can't just say, here's my combo, I do this 1,000 times, what would you like to do about this? In Arena, you have to actually click all those buttons. So in practice, we do a little bit worse in Arena than we might do in paper just because we're fighting the clock so often. So it actually is a little bit relevant that this costs 8 mana, but only because it takes just more clicks to get through it all. Anyway, so there's our infinite combo, but this isn't the only way we might trigger it. Another way that we can end up with a creature that's generating, because what this is all about is it's a creature that can tap for 4 more mana. That's how you get the combo, and you put Gauntlets of Light on it, and then you win, right? So another way that we can do this is we can play Nissa, who shakes the world. She will make forests add an additional, green, but also, importantly, she turns lands into creatures, which means that we can put Gauntlets of Light on them. So just with Nissa and with a normal forest and with, let's say, 1 Leyline, that would be 3 mana that's being generated off of 1, mana generating creature. So that's not enough. We would need multiple ley lines, which we can get, and we often do in this deck. So we'd need like 2 ley lines, or another thing we could do is enchant the land so that it generates more than 2 mana. For example, with New Horizons, which when it's enchanted adds 2 mana of any one color. So with the Nissa version of this combo, it gets a little more complicated in the sense that it requires more cards. However, these are all cards we would like to play in our deck anyway. Nissa is a great ramper. We kind of have a ramp theme in the deck anyway, so we can use that as an alternative strat for winning the game. In fact, this deck can very simply, maybe even more often, win the game just through normal Simicky ramp BS than through like the actual infinite combo, which is part of what makes it so viable. There's not just one way to win. The other great thing about New Horizons is that it can add the counter onto Incubation Druid, allowing you to, get the additional mana off of Incubation Druid without having to adapt. And it also helps ramp, so we can play Nissa earlier and etc. Okay, so that's the combo. That's the many ways that we might be doing this combo. I don't think there are more variations than that I'm forgetting. Okay, so let's check out the actual deck that I've designed around this. Infinite Power. We have 4 Spectral Sailor and 3 Gilded Goose on the bottom end, so we like 1-drops in this deck. Spectral Sailor is a great card for this deck because it is a payoff. When we're generating infinite mana, having 1 Spectral Sailor on the board, which we can flash in if we need to on our opponent's turn, for example, then we can dump infinite mana into it to draw our entire deck, which as soon as we can do that and we're generating infinite mana, we just win, right? So that's a huge way that we might, you know, have a payoff for our infinite mana combo. Gilded Goose is not a mana dump, and it also can't be used to do this infinite mana combination because, yeah, you'd have to tap it twice in order to recreate a new food. But it is a ramper, which is the deck needs anyway, and it's a creature that generates mana, so that combos off with Leyline of Abundance and helps the ramp additionally. Creating the food tokens is a great source to gain life in this deck. It is quite nice to have that as an outlet sometimes, but also it is a 1-drop here. So we have 7 1-drops, which is important because we have 2 Neoform. So Neoform, if you don't know this combo, if you sacrifice a 1-drop creature, you can decide to pull out Incubation Druid, and this card automatically puts a counter on it, which then enables Incubation Druid right away. So basically you've paid 3 mana, 1 for the creature and 2 for Neoform, in order to play an Incubation Druid and put the counter on it. It's very mana efficient to do that. We only have 2. We might honestly want more, but it's hard to see where we're supposed to make the room in this deck otherwise. I should mention Gauntlets of Light is not dead. Like, it does pump up a creature and give it lots of power, especially our high toughness creatures like Gilded Goose and Incubation Druid. So that can be nice even if we're not able to combo off quite yet. What else? We have 3 Absorb to help protect the combo. It's our only white card. It's the only reason that we play white mana, but it can be quite useful. And of course, this is a bomb card against aggro. We have 1 Jace. So one way that we can win with this deck is by drawing our entire deck, playing Jace, and then plussing him, which as soon as we get our infinite mana combo, as long as our opponent can't interact with it, then we're guaranteed to be able to do. And even if they can interact with it, we might have an Absorb or be able to pull one out. Because remember, like, let's say they put like a destroy effect on the stack. Well, we have infinite mana, so we can respond to that by then generating infinite mana, drawing through our entire deck, finding an Absorb, and then counterspelling the card. It's just, this deck gets wild, okay? All right, so Leyline of Abundance, we've already talked about that. Tamiyo, all right, this is one of my favorite cards in the Standard right now. Because I like to play combo, Tamiyo is a wonderful combo deck card because she helps you find your combo pieces, especially if you're playing in Simic colors, which right now is a great color combination to be trying to play combo in. So it helps us find our combo is really why we have her. And then, of course, Nissa can be her own threat, right? Like, she's not just here for the combo. She's here because it forces our opponent to play around her. And then we have Hydroid Krasis. So Hydroid Krasis just makes sense if we're playing Simic Ramp. Like, so if we want to play the deck just as pure Simic Ramp, we can and win that way. Hydroid Krasis will let us draw cards even against counterspell decks. We know the drill with Hydroid Krasis. But also, it draws us, you know, X cards. So if we don't have Spectral Sailor, then we can generate a ton of mana with Incubation Druid and play a Hydroid Krasis instead in order to draw lots of cards. Hopefully we'll find a Spectral Sailor, or we'll find some other thing that we're looking for, like an Absorb, to help us, you know, survive long enough. Because again, if it were paper, we would just be basically guaranteed a win with this deck as soon as we have the infinite mana combo. But because this is Arena, we are fighting the clock. So I'm going to hop in to, I mean, I kind of want to play this ranked. We'll probably get our butt kicked. I don't know. Let's play it ranked. Let's be bold. The infinite combo, not always, but sometimes, you know, will do us the favor of forfeiting instead of making us go through all the motions. My assumption is that in ranked, people are going to stick it out, which is okay. I mean, for the purposes of this deck guide, it'll be nice for you to see it when it actually combos off. But yeah. I think what we're doing is Spectral Sailor Neoform, which means I want to shock in. I think if they have a Thought Erasure here, they're taking Absorb. Drown Secrets. Okay, we're okay with that. As long as they don't mill our Jace. So the thing about Spectral Sailor Neoform is that we don't have a pay... Well, we do have Hydroid Krasis. I was going to say we don't have a payoff if we do find our final combo piece, but we do have a Hydroid Krasis. So in terms of ramp, it's really good. And we also can't play Absorb currently, so Neoforming, I think, is good because it turns on our hand quite a bit. If we have to play a baby Krasis, this is great. Of course, they could just kill it right now or bounce it, which, you know, a Dimir mill deck usually has cards like that. I don't know if they keep an opening hand without a card that does something like that. So that might have been a little premature, actually. Maybe if... I mean, I have to play it eventually, really. Yeah, whatever. So now they see our hand, but that's okay. We don't have blue and white to be able to hold up Absorb. So we just play this tapped. So the next turn we will have the proper mana. Will we have the proper mana still? I don't think we will still. We'll have to shock in. Alright, well, we don't have anything else to play, really. If they can Thought Erase our Hydroid Krasis, we're just dead here. Okay, well, we're still alive. I could shock in to be able to hold up Absorb and flash in Spectral Sailor if we don't need it. I'm not playing a baby Krasis just yet. So obviously I can't Absorb and Spectral Sailor, so, I mean, they know we have it. But yeah, it's okay. I only really think I care about absorbing, like, you know, main phase spells they might do, like Planeswalkers and creatures, so I think this is safe to play this now. And then we can start at least drawing cards with Spectral Sailor and try to get a little bit of RAM for Hydroid Krasis or find our combo. There's Incubation Druid. That's really good, actually. Let's see. If I shock in, I can Incubation Druid and still hold up Absorb. And then we can slowly work towards adapting her. And we just need one card then to get our combo off. And we'll have the payoff and everything. So, yeah, let's shock in. Make sure the mana taps correctly. Okay, that is double blue and a white. That's what we want. They might counterspell it so that we have to use our Absorb, and then they'll have a removal spell in hand to deal with it. But that's getting rid of a lot of their removal, which would be good. They'd be down to 2 cards. Yeah, I think it's worth it. We need to get the removal out of their hand eventually, so... there's the Gauntlets of Light. So one way that we can win is by finding Nissa and then returning Gauntlets of Light to our hand. But if they know the combo, they can now see it. I don't see them hovering our graveyard, but they could have just seen it when the card flipped over. If we find a land, I might play a baby Krasis, honestly. Or even if we don't, actually. Ah, nice, okay. So because that was the removal spell, I should have held on to Absorb, but I didn't think about a board wipe. I guess they play 0 creatures. Well, now I'm playing a baby Krasis because I don't have anything else to do. It's going to draw me 1 card, but it's going to create a small threat. And then they have no idea what's in my hand anymore. Maybe if it does nothing else, if all it does is force them to play some of the removal, then we're happy with that. Of course, I hope it's not Legion's End and they take my other Krasis, but... Okay. Still haven't seen our Jace in our graveyard yet. I mean, even if we do mill our Jace, we can use Tamiyo to get it back. There's a second Gauntlets of Light, so I think Tamiyo is probably going to... And there's a lot of Incubation Druids, yeah, so... if we want to do the Incubation Druid combo, then we really need to find Tamiyo. We do have another Neoform. So we could find like a Goose or a Spectral Sailor and then Neoform it to get the combo again. I don't know. I think I'm going to need a lot more mana to enable this combo to really work. Ah, they got a Drown in the Lock. So I think they just... Oh, fuck! Legion's End! We're pretty screwed unless we top deck amazingly well here. A Nissa would be good to create a... they're nicing themselves. Would be good to create a threat. But yeah, that's not what we want to see. Oh, and we can't even play it. So they're going to be able to counterspell it when we do play it. If only we had, like, you know, 1 more blue. Well, we hold up counterspell here. There's Nissa. We need to get that counterspell out of their hand to clear their way for Jace. Because if Jace can sit on the board and he can survive... I haven't seen any Planeswalker removal yet. That means they don't have it. But if we can get him to resolve, obviously, against this deck, that's really big. They don't know we have him yet, so... There's another Gauntlets. Yeah, I don't think the combo's happening. I think we have to win by having them mill us down and then playing Jace. Right now, I'm okay with being milled because that is also my win con. All right, literally all of our combo pieces are in the trash. We have one Tamiyo left. So I think we're only winning with Jace here and them milling us. Luckily, that creature does not deal damage. Find a blue. We need a blue. What's the odds of drawing blue right now? Ah, that's not a blue. We can use this to dig for a blue, though. There are only... Okay, there are 10 lands left, 5 of which are blue. So, if we can survive that long, I don't want to draw myself down prematurely with Spectral Sailor, so I'm going to play him, but not draw with him until their end step. I could just be dead if they have the right cards, but... I could also win if they get me very close to dead but not there yet, and I can play Jace. It's gonna get counterspell. I mean, they only have 2 cards, which is the only reason I have hope here, that they don't have a counterspell. Alright. Let's find that blue mana. That'll work. It's gonna take me a few turns to get up to it, but it will work. And there's a Golden Goose, which could work as well. Let's see. Golden Goose is safer because it allows me to hold up Absorb. If this resolves, though, I can play this and Gilded Goose. If I play Gilded Goose, I can still draw, is the thing, though. But they could kill it, or they could do another Ritual of Soot. And then I can't Jace, and I have to wait another turn. This could be really significant. But yeah, I can't safely play New Horizons. If they care to counterspell it, then we can still Gilded Goose, actually. That's good if we get a counterspell out of their hand. Does it matter which land I put it on? It might, actually. Let's put it on the forest. Yeah, that's correct. There is 0 reason to attack. We are winning by Jace or not at all. Alright, so we don't get a draw card. But I was trying to bait out a counterspell. It wasn't successful, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. If I... Oh, shit. I should have played the Gilded Goose, because I wouldn't hold up a counterspell, but then next turn I could hold up a counterspell while I play Jace. Oh. This is milling me 4 cards each spell they play. I think we're just dead here. Yeah, because this is enough mill. I have to counter... If I counterspell Merfolk, Secret Keeper, then I might survive, as long as they don't have a counterspell or another spell in hand that will mill me. So they need, like, basically another Merfolk Secret Keeper in order to win. They could also have a Didn't Say Please, but I think if they had that, then they would have played it just now. So, let's try to bait out a counterspell. Well, actually, hold on a second. This can mill me to draw a card, which puts me at 4. Yeah, okay, I can't just win off of Jace and Spectral Sailor. I don't have enough mana anyway. So let's see if we can bait out a counterspell first with Gilded Goose. Alright, no counterspell. Please resolve, please resolve. This is the game right here. Oh my god, it resolved. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna mill myself. I mean, because either this stays on the board or I'm dead, right? So might as well make it so I get closer to my end faster in case they have a way to remove Jace and they draw into it if I give them enough turns. Too bad that wasn't a counterspell, but even if it was, I couldn't play it. Gilded Goose has Summoning Sickness, and also I left the wrong colors up. Do I even have any counter spells left? What do I even have in my deck yet? Oh, 3 Forests, apparently, and a Tamiyo. Wait, and a Spectral Sailor? I think there's something wrong with my deck tracker right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, dude. Well, that's not what this deck is supposed to do, but, you know, I'll take it. I'll totally take it. Oh, ooh, this is pretty good. I mean, the Neoform doesn't help turn on this Incubation Druid, but if we do draw like a Gilded Goose, and yeah, I mean, this is like pretty much the combo right here. Tamiyo can help us find the gauntlets. So we don't have a 3-drop. Neoform does nothing with Incubation Druid on its own. But yeah, now we're generating 5 mana next turn. So one thing we could do is find a Nissa and play that next turn. Or we just play Tamiyo. Or actually we adapt Incubation Druid. 1, 2, yeah, because we are generating enough mana to do that. Or Neoform Spectral Sailor. I like keeping Spectral Sailor in case we do get the combo down. I'm trying to think of what's most important. If this is a counterspelly deck, then getting Tamiyo down now could be really important. And then we're not quite in much of a rush to adapt Incubation Druid. So let's tap for blue here, play Tamiyo and Spectral Sailor. If I show Gauntlets of Light, then they know the combo, right? But fuck it. That's what we want. We didn't get it. We do see Jace in the bin. It's a little awkward. Should we let them maybe counterspell Spectral Sailor? Nah, let's play it while we can, because then we can Neoform it, or yeah, we have a lot more options if we play it now. All right, 2 Scries is what they've played so far. Simic v Simic. Is any of this worth getting back? I mean, I could get the Gilded Goose back and Neoform it and keep the Spectral Sailor, which is a pretty good idea, actually. All that's doing, though, is generating a bunch of mana for me, of which I can't do anything with yet. Except for draw a bunch of cards as Spectral Sailor. If I found the combo now, I wouldn't be able to get it off this turn, but next turn I would. I'm going to go the Gilded Goose route. Maybe they're just confused about why I want a Gilded Goose so much. So I can do this and still adapt Incubation Druid. Or I can Neoform now. Next turn I'll be able to do more, though. Let's see here. I'm not really making much sense, but let's see, if I pay 2, 1, 2, 3 mana left, I can't quite Spectral Sailor. So yeah, it's not as efficient. It's most efficient, obviously, for me to, I'm not going to attack in case they flash in. If this is Simic Flash, they could block out Spectral Sailor with, I don't know, Fairy Duelist, or I don't know, there's a few cards that they could kill it with, so we're not attacking. So then I'll be generating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can start putting +1/+1 counters on things with Leyline of Abundance if I want. Starting next turn, or I draw 2 cards of Spectral Sailor, or Incubation, or Neoformed Gilded Goose, draw 1 card of Spectral Sailor, and have 2 Druids down, which is probably better. Yeah, I'm going to adapt. So I think this is Frilled Mystic mana, so I'm going to be careful not to play anything next turn if I can help it. They might bounce it right now. Okay, they're not going to bounce. If they were going to bounce, they would have done it then before my turn began to prevent me from getting the mana. There it is. It's really not safe to play it right now. I think I want to find an absorb. I mean, I could play it and then minus next turn if they do decide to counterspell it. Yeah, I mean, if this resolves, we win, right? So all it has to do is resolve, and then we can draw infinite cards and find an absorb, even if they have some way to bounce it or kill it. All right. What? Hold on. Oh, I don't have any white... Okay, I have to shock... Well, I don't have to shock in. There we go. Okay, I almost lost my shit there. Wait a minute. I don't think I can draw infinite cards if they put it on the stack. Okay, they see this. They see that the writing's on the wall. That's the infinite combo. I'm trying to think here, because if they put something on the stack and they're tapped, I have to have enough extra mana in the pool to untap the Druid again. So I have to keep that in mind. Like, it depends on how early they interrupt my combo, but I might want to leave mana up. I should have shocked in with that white, for instance. Because then they would need, like, 2 bounce spells or something in order to ensure that I can't just infinitely draw into an absorb. Nope. Not much better, but okay. We'll keep... Do I drop a land here? I think I drop a land. I mean, I've got several draws. If we get up to 4, Spectral Sailor can help us draw an additional card as well. I don't really want to drop a Krasis because it gives us a nice goal. I'm going to shock in. That's dangerous. We don't know what color they are yet, but in case I draw a Neoform, then I can ramp up to Nissa really quickly. Only have 2 though. Just maybe a reason I should have 3, because it seems like, you know, if the earlier you get Neoform, the better, which is an indication that I really should be playing more of them. But I think if I played 3 Neoforms, I'd also have to play 4 Gilded Goose and then drop 2 other cards. Ah, crap. Yeah, it is Cavalcade. Well, unfortunately, I did shock. I might even just block this out, honestly, because overall it's going to prevent a lot of damage if I block this out now. Which might be a reason that they might kill Spectral Sailor if they can. I think they're considering whether or not to kill Spectral Sailor. I think it's worth it to block it out. Overall, that's a lot of damage we're preventing. Ooh, they were stuck on 1 land. They kept a 1-lander. Hopefully they're not going to be able to play that Chandra. Alright. We got the 5th land, but we don't have any plays until turn 5, which is not good. Gilded Goose or an Incubation Druid would be a great draw right now, because it's a nice blocker against Cavalcade. Part of our combo, it's a good ramper, yada yada. It's too late to ramp into Nissa if we top deck that card, but it would help with, like, a bigger Hydroid Krasis or whatever. Oh, crap. Okay, if they have a Cavalcade of Calamity in hand, we might just be dead here unless we top deck some kind of blocker. It's not a blocker, but it could distract them. I doubt it will. What do I most want here? An absorb? I don't even have 2 blue to play an absorb, so I think we just want an Incubation Druid. Leyline, okay. We might get that later, but we don't have any payoff for it just yet, so hopefully they attack Tamiyo. They're not going to, though. This is Cavalcade. Alright, rip. There's going to be a lot of damage this turn. A lot of damage. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're just going to kill Tamiyo. Oh, that's amazing. That's a lot of damage absorption. They might do the same thing if we play a Nissa, which I'm honestly okay with. And then we play a baby Krasis the following turn. Can they just kill us, actually? That'd be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, they can just kill us, so we have to play a Krasis here. Luckily, it can be a 3/3 to block Chandra Spitfire. And even if they kill it, we'll have 1 life left as long as they can't deal an additional damage to us somehow. Absorb is useful, but not really. Not if I don't have an extra blue. They're going to kill the Hydroid Krasis? Alright, well, we drew way too slow of a hand. We can deal with Cavalcade. We're not favored to deal with Cavalcade, but we can deal with Cavalcade as long as we ramp a lot better than that in the early game. It doesn't help that I shocked in for a blue, too. That didn't really do anything for us that game. Two Leyline and a Gilded Goose and a Nissa. Okay. So this Gilded Goose, wait, hold on. It generates 1, 2, 3. I can turn 2 Nissa. Are you fucking kidding? Oh my goodness. Leyline of Abundance is ridiculous sometimes. If this Goose stays on the board, that's hilarious. Although, considering its mana generation power, I don't know that they're going to let it stay on the board. Oh, please. Thank God. This is awesome. I don't even have to shock in for it, too. I mean, shocking in for it gets us closer to being able to play Absorb, but... yeah, no. No, we're just playing Nissa while we can. Oh, man. I don't think I want to make a man land, though. We have only 2 lands right now. It's scary to me to make a man land out of this and then have it die. It does mean if they're playing aggro and they have, like, Dreadhorde Butcher, we can't block it out. But, yeah, I don't know what kind of deck this is. Maybe I should have made a blocker. Turn 2 Nissa. Are you kidding? Wow. This deck is ridiculous. Oh, this is a Reanimator deck. Okay. They don't even have blue. Maybe they don't even have blue at all. They're just planning on reanimating for it. Okay, I think I want to play Spectral Sailor to start drawing cards, so I'm going to shock in here. If I overtap like this and make this into a man land, I can draw a card this turn as well. Still a blue away from being able to cast that Absorb. Which, I mean, would be really great to do before... let's create a food token while we can. Really great to do before they cast the reanimation spell. Well, there's our blue, but we can't play it fast enough, right? So... I think we play tapped here then? Nah. We play this, because then we can still draw a card with Spectral Sailor. Oh, no, wait, I had Gilded Goose up, which is generating a fuck ton of mana. I had Absorb regardless. Well, I have Absorb regardless, actually, now that I have Gilded Goose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. I mean, we'd have to use this in order to absorb. I think I'm going to do it because it's life gain. And then it also keeps our threat around. But it sucks that we can't draw a card with the additional mana here. Obviously, I would have rather done Bonded Revival or something like that than that card, but who knows if I'm going to be keeping up mana like that anymore. So if I play Incubation Druid, then I have 1, 2, yeah. I don't have enough mana to draw a card, but I can make a food token with Gilded Goose. Let's do this first, just in case they have a shock for my Hallowed Fountain. 1, 2... Yeah, I don't have enough. I guess I'll play tapped here because it doesn't really matter. We can start pumping, putting counters on all of our creatures next turn. So... Okay, what are they going to take? Maybe my Druid, maybe my Hallowed Fountain. Yeah, the Hallowed Fountain. Okay. So... we definitely tapped that. Wait, do I not have blue? That is generating blue, okay. No blocks. Another Gilded Goose. So, this is generating 1, 2... I mean, I can adapt Incubation Druid and play Gilded Goose. But I can't attack and adapt if I play Gilded Goose, which is what I would really like to do to keep the pressure on a little bit. Do they have another agent to... No, they don't have an agent to reanimate again. I can if I use the mana from Gilded Goose. Yeah, let's do it then. Yeah, just 6. Ah, no reanimation targets except for Rick's Mahdi. That must suck for them. They kind of like have to leave blockers now at this point. And they don't have any targets in hand either. They're not doing their thing well, I think. Right now they're not getting the cards they want. Do they have a shock? They're considering shocking something? Or a lava coil, I guess. I mean, that's a good target. Then I can't draw lots of cards, and I can't fly over them. There's nothing I can do about that. If I find the combo, if I find the Gauntlets of Light, then I can just add infinite counters on my Gilded Gooses and win. Yeah, playing Nissa from Incubation Druid is the most mana efficient, and then I go over the top with my Gilded Gooses. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I can do that.
Witness the tide that bind us
all. If I attack, though, it's just 1 damage each, and I'm not creating an additional food token. The damage could matter, though. Probably more than the mana generation at this point. I think I want to make an island. It means it's my last blue source, so I probably shouldn't have done that. But Gilded Goose and Incubation Druid can also make blue if I need it for a spell. I just don't want to threaten my forests, because then it makes it harder to put counters with Leyline on my things. Well, I'm going to block out Agent of Treachery. They probably have a shock or something, but, you know, then this way Nissa doesn't die via their shock. Oh, they want to put it back in the bin. That was dumb of me. I just helped them put that back in the bin, didn't I? They must have a reanimation spell in hand. Incubation Druid now, I'm guessing, now that it's adapted. No, they're going to take Nissa. Okay. Alright, I can still put counters on things. So, yeah, they're dead unless they block my stuff. Oh, there's the combo. They're dead anyway. Let's make sure this is correct. Yeah. So I can put infinite counters now. Good game. See how long it takes him to concede. And with 2 ley lines, this isn't so bad to put counters on things as my win con. There we go. Oh my god, I love this deck. Oh man. Wow, it's just like threat after threat after threat that I have to deal with, and then all of a sudden, hey, guess what? I can make infinite mana. Oh my god. Oh, I feel like a villain right now. I mean, we have only 3 counter spells. We can't be that bad of a villain. We don't do very much control. We don't kill anything. We don't bounce anything. Are we really the villain in this story? I don't think so. We're just a person who likes combo. Yeah, I mean, this is this is the entire combo in the opening hand. We kind of need more lands, but you know what? Not even that many. We don't even need that many more lands. I think we need 1 more land to turn the combo on. If it survives is the big question. With black too, if Incubation Druid can survive. I don't think it really matters which one I shock in with. Okay, so next turn I can adapt, and the following turn I can go infinite. But I don't win just based off of that unless I can top deck a Hydroid Krasis or a Sailor of whatever it's called, Spectral Sailor. And it has to survive that long, right? I have to adapt it, and then the following turn play the spell, and it has to survive those 2, basically 2 turns. I could also play Nissa now, in case they had like, what's that rider called? I forget. But at 3, then if they have to choose a target, they'd probably choose Nissa. No blocks. That is a crafty choice. If they do have a removal spell at 3 that could hit Nissa or Incubation Druid, even if I just make a man land, then they'd be tempted to kill my man land, and I can put down Gilded Goose with my overtapped mana in order to have an additional way to still have enough mana to adapt Incubation Druid, which obviously is important for the combo. So yeah, I shock in here, play Nissa. It has to be green. So, Breeding Pool or Temple Garden? I don't need double white, but I do need double blue. And well, it doesn't really matter what I tap then, so I guess I'll do this one. Let's get the damage in because it's free. Gilded Goose. End turn. Alright, so I didn't adapt this turn. I'm delaying my combo, but you know, with Nissa on the board and a man land to target, I think that we just protect our Incubation Druid by doing this play. Okay, they didn't have removal anyway, it looks like, so we could have done it. But still, that was the safe play, and that's what we did. No blocks. Now, do I shock in for this? Let's see. How much mana can I generate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Adapt this. Shock in for this. Infinite combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Adapt it. 1, 2, 3. Infinite combo. Okay.
The land fights for us.
Oh, okay. I had even more mana than I thought. Wait, hold on. There's no way I can tap this that leaves this land untapped. So I can win this turn, but it's going to take forever. All right, let's start on it. I don't have a lot of time here. It's going to take a lot of time because I need to put 20 counters on Gilded Goose, and I can't draw any cards. So there's no way I'm going to beat the clock. Like I've done this infinite combo enough before to know that I'm not beating the infinite clock. Or the infinite clock. The clock. I might be able to put enough counters in Incubation Druid. They'll kill me. Black don't kill me damage. They just have like straight up removal. In which case I can like infinite mana out to absorb. Let's just put as many counters as I can on things. Yeah, this is where in paper I would just say, I do this combo infinitely. My Gilded Goose is now an 1,000, 1,002 creature, and I attack you. But you can't do that in Magic the Gathering Arena, obviously. So, we're going to block over here. 6, 7, 8. I'm going to good game them and see if they'll forfeit. Just to save us the time. I mean, they are tapped out. There's literally nothing they can do. I can't think of anything that you can do for 0 mana in black. There we go. They got sick of waiting around. What really sucks is, like, it's nice when you know, it's very clear. The opponent is tapped out. The infinite combo is on. It's very clear that the game is over. What really sucks is if they have a card in hand that can allow them to get out of the infinite combo, and you really do need to play it out. You need to play out the rest of the game to see if the game really is over. So then you have to take all the time, you know. I know that programmatically it would be a big challenge to include infinite loops in Magic the Gathering Arena, but I honestly don't think it would be that big of a challenge. I think it's doable. Like, as a programmer myself, I think it is doable to find a way to include infinite mana or just infinite combo stuff in Magic the Gathering Arena. Obviously, you wouldn't be doing it infinitely. You'd have like some do this 1,000 times and it would have some upper limit, right? And then if you wanted to do it multiple 1,000 times, then you just do it again. But yeah, please, you know, I forget the makers of Magic the Gathering Arena. I know it's not Wizards, but please, what are they called? God, I can't remember their name, but please include this in your game. I would appreciate that so much. But that's the deck. I hope that I was able to show like enough variety. I mean, I think it's hilarious. It's funny how often you can win without getting the combo. I don't think we really showed Hydroid Krasis doing its thing. Like, it's funny, in the games that I recorded today, I don't think that we saw it ever like be a, you know, 12-12 Hydroid Krasis or whatever, which happens really often in this deck, especially in Simic, but you'll just have to trust me. Thank you for watching. I have a lot of fun making these videos. Let me know if you have any suggestions of like how to improve this deck or what you would like to see me play next. I love reading your comments, and I will see you in the next deck. I feel like a villain right now.